Gather round, everyone, and hear again the tale of Drakfu. Welcome back, everyone. So, first of all, happy Monday. Hope everybody's having an awesome week. I know that we were not here last week, but I already gave the reasons why. Second of all, look at all the adventuring that we've done so far in the tale of Drakfu. We have bested everything in normal world, and we have gone through 4 expansions. We went to Outland. We went to Northrend to deal with those problems. We then dealt with a world reborn somewhat in a cataclysm. And then we discovered the lost continent of Pandaria. And now we're going to go back in time. So this is what I like to call, especially now in retrospect, the way it looks, this is what I like to call the anniversary expansion. Because around this time was when World of Warcraft hit 10 years old, and the movie was coming out and all that stuff. So we're going to enter into the content of Warlords of Draenor. So the second to most recent expansion thus far. Now, I'm going to put my cards on the table right here and now. Like I said at the beginning of the Tale of Drakfu, I have played Horde characters in some of those zones. And while some of the content was new to me, some of it I'd already seen. Even Pandaria, I had seen some of that content. I had leveled some Horde characters, or I had leveled a Horde character somewhat into that content before the next expansion hit. We are now officially entering uncharted territory for me. I have never played a Horde character in Warlords, and I have never played a Horde character in Legion. And that's because around that time was when I became mostly a devoted Alliance player, and so at that point all of my characters were pretty much Alliance. But the other cool part here is before we tackle official Warlords of Draenor content, we are going to do the pre-launch event. So there used to be pre-launch events for all the various expansions. I'm not sure about... No, there was a pre-launch event for Burning Crusade. Wrath of the Lich King had the zombie invasion. You got the Doomsayers and random things happening in random instances in Cataclysm. And even Mists of Pandaria had basically the massive influx of Pandaren that were joining into it. Like, that was the pre-launch, is that you got to pre-play your Pandaren monk or whatever race you wanted, and you got to do that. Warlords of Draenor had a pre-launch event too, but it was taken out of the game for a little while. Thankfully, though, as of right now, it's in the game. So we're going to go ahead and do that. But first, I'm also going to... I know I've been saying but first a lot. There's a lot of ground to cover. Let me bring people up to speed. So after we got done in the Dread Wastes of Pandaria, we obviously took care of the raiding situation and the endgame situation. We took care of the Mantid and the Shah of Fear. So we took care of pretty much all 6 Shah until we got the reveal of the 7th Shah, which is the Shah of Pride. We also took on Lei Shen the Thunder King and took him down, as well as the remnants of the Zandalari Empire that tried to help him. We also then learned about the Shah of Pride from Emperor Xiaohao, and also learned of Garrosh's desire for it. We actually learned where the heart of Y'Shaarj was actually kept within the Veil of Eternal Blossoms. And because of Garrosh's pride and ambition, he actually resurrected the heart, at least to some extent. And that's why you actually have the Veil of Eternal Sorrows, is because through that action, he destroyed the Veil. Which in turn made us have to go to Orgrimmar and siege it to dethrone Garrosh Hellscream, and then induct the new war chief, Vol'jin of the Dark Spear. There's a lot of events to cover there, but it gets worse. So also we got the unlocking of the Timeless Isle. The Timeless Isle brought some interesting aspects to time travel, enough so that the Bronze Dragonflight had to investigate, and we got to know a guy by the name of Kairos Dormu. And he was investigating all of that. Around that time, also, a trial was set for... So we didn't kill Garrosh. We put him to trial as the Pandaren wanted. And through that trial, basically all hell broke loose. Garrosh sided with Kairos Dormu, and they in turn went back 20 years. They went to the... basically the same events as the book Rise of the Horde, to try and stop the original Horde, not from forming, but from drinking the demon blood and therefore becoming slaves to the Burning Legion. And now we have a whole new threat, because as soon as they did that, the dark portal turned red, and we were dealing with a new horde, an iron horde. And so with that, let's go ahead and head over to the Blasted Lands. There's actually a reason now why you don't have a, like, originally, you had a Blasted Lands portal, you had to go through the dark portal, and then you could go into Burning Crusade content. Now we have Warlords of Draenor, and so we have a specific Hellfire Peninsula portal now in the capital cities. But basically what happened was the Iron Horde stormed the area and also retook Blackrock Mountain under the charge of Warlord Zayla. So if people remember Zayla from the Twilight Highlands, she was very loyal to Garrosh, and therefore reclaimed the basically reclaimed Blackrock Mountain for herself, or for the new Iron Horde. And you actually do have to take her on later in the remake of Upper Blackrock Spire, which was made for Warlords. So we are officially in the Blasted Lands, but you can see we're already dealing with whole new problems. We have the Iron Horde. You see the Alliance is out here, as well as the Horde. We're trying to deal with this all. And we also have Thrall in a new design. So he's got his shaman robes, but he's also donning the Doomhammer armor, which a lot of people were so excited that he did. And so this is the Blasted Lands camp. Now, oh crap, did they actually take the quests out again? I hope not. I hope not. I think they took the quests out again, so we might have to skip the pre-launch. But basically, you actually had to deal with the initial... This was the pre-launch. You had to deal with the initial invasion of the Iron Horde. They took over the Blasted Lands, made their way to Blackrock Mountain, which made Upper Blackrock Spire, the remake, available for a little while, but not any of the other Draenor instances. And damn it. I was really hoping to be able to do that. But it looks like they don't have it available anymore. Oh, and by the way, so you could see the planet of Argus, because we just barely had 7.3 launch, which is the Shadows of Argus patch. Yeah, I think they actually took it out. So, unfortunately, you can't do the pre-launch anymore, but it was a nice little excursion to be able to start up the events. So we'll go ahead and start up with the Dark Portal, which is the official launching of the events of Warlords of Draenor. Let's go and read it. Attention, heroes, adventurers, defenders of Azeroth. Archmage Khadgar, hero of the Second War, is assembling a coalition of Azeroth's strongest to bravely step through the Dark Portal to stop the Iron Horde's invasion of Azeroth. Champions who are interested in glory can meet Khadgar at the base of the Dark Portal in the Blasted Lands. So that's basically what you were doing, is you were reclaiming the Dark Portal so you could step through into the first event of Warlords of Draenor, which is basically a suicide mission. And I'm just gonna really quick double check this. Home Gone Naga. I don't think that's it. Yeah, this is event sealed off. But we keep on seeing all these Iron Horde scouts. I actually want to show this. So show these. So you'll notice one big difference. They are not green-skinned orcs. They are, in fact, originally skinned. They're brown-skinned orcs, or darker-skinned orcs, as you guys will see later. There are many different colors to the orcs, but they're not green, which means they are not imbued with Fel Essence or Demon Blood. As you can see, the Dark Portal has since changed. It is now red, because that's actually how we're going to step through into Draenor. But that was what you did with the pre-launch. You secured the Dark Portal so that we could step through, but you can see they're stepping through still. They've even wrecked the steps. That's not good. And here's my buddy Archmage Khadgar. He's kind of a controversial figure these days. We are officially going to be working a lot with him throughout Warlords as well as Legion. But he's a very controversial figure. He is the apprentice of Medivh. He actually is holding Medivh's staff, ATS, the Great Staff of the Guardian. And technically, I guess lore-wise, he shouldn't, although the lore that they're quoting is a comic that is not canon, and in fact, the character is not canon, so I don't know what to tell you either. But let's go ahead and speak with Archmage Khadgar. Also, he's played by one of my favorite voice actors in this game, Tony Amendola. My buddy Tony. Oh, he does so well for Khadgar. The Archmage focuses intently on the portal. Look, I'm gonna try my best to do Tony Amendola. Look, their numbers are abating. However, briefly, this may be our chance. Are you prepared to face whatever's on the other side of that portal? For Azeroth! So you are about to embark on a dangerous mission, and you may not be able to return immediately. Are you sure? Yes, this is going to lock you into a, not a pre-launch event, but a pre-event to get you into Draenor. So let's go ahead and accept, and cutscene.
This is our chance. Storm the portal!
Go, guys, go! Holy crap! There's a jungle here! That's not right. Welcome to the Tenon jungle. So the original... Remember, this is Draenor of 20 years ago. They basically not only bridged worlds, but bridged times. So this is Draenor 20 years ago. Hellfire Peninsula was not a thing because the Fel corruption never happened. So yeah, welcome everybody to, oh, broken Tenon jungle. So here is the dark portal, much bigger on this side, but okay. Let's go ahead and talk to Khadgar.
There is much we can learn.
Looks to me like we ended up in the right place. Yes, we did. Okay. Go ahead and claim our reward. Azeroth's last stand. Countless times you have battled against impossible odds and unspeakable evil, and returned the victor. Now once more, you have answered the call of duty, prepared to risk your life to save the world that you love. Our world. You are Azeroth's last hope, Drakfu. While the challenges that stand before us are daunting,
to succeed in their mission, the Vanguard must not fall.
Thanks,
I will
Thrall.
not stand by and watch our heroes be destroyed.
Good to know, Thrall.
Fury of
Thanks.
storms, hear my plea.
Okay, so while he's talking, let's go ahead and finish this up. Okay, well, let's see. The enemy at the front may have the information we need to win this war. Seek and destroy. Go now, Drakfu, for Azeroth!
We were
The
all counting
champion
on you.
must succeed, or Azeroth will fall.
Okay, so the cool part is that when you're Horde, you actually will follow Thrall on his journey, but if you're Alliance, you actually follow Vindicator Maraud. And if you don't know who Vindicator Maraud is, he's actually over here. He is the Draenei Paladin from... oh, excuse me. He is the Draenei Paladin from the Burning Crusade cinematic. He's actually had a lot of history in Warcraft, including in the comics that are being referenced as being why Khadgar shouldn't have the staff, but they haven't necessarily said he's not canon. Also attached to these in the description, I'm going to add the Lords of War. Yeah, I think that was what it was called, Lords of War, where you get to learn about the various Warlords of Draenor, because they are kind of the focal point of the expansion, but one of them actually is Maraud. And so I actually might put the link to Maraud's video so you guys can know a little bit more about him, because we will not be following him. We will be following Thrall. Obviously new cool bitchin' samurai Thrall. Pardon my French. And then we also have Cordana Felsong. We'll be following around with her as well. She is a warden that works specifically with Khadgar. But let's go ahead and get this iron missive that we need. There we go. So let's go ahead and read it. This missive bears the mark of the Warsong clan. Okay. This folded letter bearing the mark of Gromosh Hellscream looks promising. Bwong! We're already 97. Remember, the cap was, and just to bring people up to speed, the cap was 100 for Warlords of Draenor. We're almost there. Onslaught's End. Guard Gul'dan and his Shadow Council with your lives. The portal cannot function without our prisoners' fell magic. Fail me, and watch all that you hold dear turn to ash. Gromosh Hellscream. The Iron Horde appear to be holding prisoners that are crucial to keeping the portal open. Search the nearby spires. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that, and we just need to disable the Fell Spires. They are the thing keeping the Dark Portal up and running. Now, since we are also on Draenor, we are also restricted to ground mounts. Now, people might remember at the near end, I was able to, mount up on flying mounts for the Dread Waste in Pandaria. Not the case here. You actually needed to get an achievement, which was the Draenor Pathfinder. And that was added way later in the game. Originally, the intention was to not fly in Draenor at all, but they've since changed their minds. And actually, I'm going to stick with the spirit of that, and you guys will see this from the ground perspective, not from flight, which is also appropriate because I actually don't have Draenor Pathfinder.
You seek to disable the Dark Portal. I can help you. Just set me free.
Now, this guy doesn't look very familiar, but you've met him before because we've done the Black Temple, and eventually Teron'gor
The relic invader
becomes Teron'gor Fiend. He becomes the first ever Death Knight for the Horde.
Those iron cowards were using us as conduits to power their portal. They will regret that. The Shadow Council thanks you.
So it was basically an orc soul within a dead human body.
Horde! The intruders are freeing our prisoners! Stop them!
Yeah, good luck with that, Gromosh. That ain't happening. As you can see, this is very much a suicide mission. We are walking into the heart. We're walking into the heart of Iron Horde territory. So let's go ahead and step on in here, and oh look! Here's our buddy Cho'Gall.
You, outsider! Destroy that relic and set us free!
Crush the relic! Yes, smash the relic!
If you don't remember Cho'Gall, we saw a lot of him in
If you
Cataclysm.
truly wish to stop the Iron Horde,
Yes, Gul'dan! Gul'dan powers the portal!
Look, the portal grows weaker.
But again, emphasis here, this is not the Cho'Gall
Hold
that we
that
know
front.
from Cataclysm.
Our work is nearly done.
Ah, jeez, I hate it when I get this mount. It doesn't feel like I move that fast. Yeah, this is not the Cho'Gall that we're aware of. This is Cho'Gall from 20 years ago, so keep that in mind as well. Back at this point, he was just a member of Gul'dan's Shadow Council, so let's go ahead and talk to Khadgar.
Knowledge is power.
The portal is weakened, but it remains open. Only one option remains, Drakfu. Portal's power. This portal is fueled by powers neither mechanical nor arcane. Look to either side of us, Drakfu. The screaming souls of slain prisoners are being channeled into the heart of the portal itself. Are they channeling... And they are channeling these souls through the body of Gul'dan. Find a way into the chamber beneath us, and do whatever it takes to get Gul'dan to stop his channeling. Our last hope rests on you,
for
Drakfu.
much longer.
Our champion needs more time to finish the mission.
Also, another one I want to point out for the Horde we'll be following is Lady Liadrin. This is the original and first Blood Elf Paladin that was, or Blood Knight Paladin. So she's kind of like the matriarch of the Blood Elf Paladins, especially since she went down the dark path of basically sucking out the powers of Muru to get the powers of the light. So yeah, she's got a little bit of a history, and we're going to be following her, but unfortunately, Liadrin hasn't actually had a whole lot done to her recently. And this was a major change as of Warlords of Draenor. Oh, and here is Gul'dan. We have actually never seen him in World of Warcraft. He was long dead.
sever my bonds, and the portal falls.
All right, so unfortunately, we're probably gonna we're probably gonna regret this later.
Weaken. Freedom will be mine.
But we have no choice. We need to stop the portal. We need to stop the Iron Horde from going through.
For his arrogance.
There we go. Okay, now we just need to take care of the stasis rune. And boom. What have we done?
Delay, mortal. I can feel the life essence of your armies fading. There will be time for regret later. We will meet again.
Oops. Actually, I did that to myself. Okay, there we go. So, we have freed Gul'dan. Whether or not it was the best idea, we're not sure about that. But let's go ahead and get up to Khadgar and let him know the task is done. And you can see the portal is no longer here. So the Iron Horde can't go back to Azeroth, but also we can't either.
Observe and reflect.
So, Gul'dan, free? This was not the victory I'd planned for. Gul'dan may be loose due to our actions, but I gladly bargain his freedom against the lives of the innocents on the other side of this portal. You made a wise decision, Drakfu. And for that, we get a brand spanking new axe. The Cost of War. They called this operation a suicide mission, but I don't plan on throwing away any lives meaninglessly. Everybody, with me!
Come back in one piece. The Vanguard is falling. We will not let their great sacrifice be in vain.
Okay, so now we are on the run. Our forces are dwindled. And you can already see we are stepping into Teron'gor Jungle, which is the home of the Bleeding Hollow clan. Very much like Hellfire Peninsula is for us. So, here we go. Now, this is another guy I want to talk about really quick, is Olin Umberhide. We actually also saw Kiana Moonshadow, but he is actually the Tauren from the original World of Warcraft cinematic. So when you saw the Tauren face off against the Night Elf, that was Olin Umberhide and Kiana Moonshadow. So I thought that was really awesome. This is why I call this the anniversary expansion, because eventually you will get this guy as a follower for you. But let's go ahead and first of all upgrade our items, and we're gonna go ahead and upgrade the mace, because that is very much needing an upgrade. Let's go and talk to Khadgar.
We can learn here.
With the dark portal disabled, we have a new mission. Stay alive. We must keep pressing on, even if only to honor those who stayed behind to secure our retreat. All right, Blaze of Glory. We can't stay here forever. We need to keep moving. But first, we need a distraction. Khadgar conjures a small gem. This bead should burn anything flammable that you get close to. With your skill and a bit of luck, you might be able to take the attention of the Bleeding Hollow orcs off our group.
For Azeroth.
Okay?
We cannot stay here long. Soon, the entirety of the Iron Horde will be upon us. Our champion will stay back and disrupt the enemy camp. The rest of us will seek safe passage through the jungle.
Good luck.
Exactly. We're gonna need it. Okay, so, but we also have some quests from Korag and Ashka.
This is chaos.
Vengeance for the Fallen. Too many of my people have fallen at the hands of the Bleeding Hollow. Their cruelty cannot be forgiven. The grieving orc looks up at you. Make them pay. Okay, so we need to take care of some Bleeding Hollow orcs. And Korag, blood dry. The orc spits out his last words. They kept us in cages. They drain our blood for rituals. The Frostwolf coughs violently. Many left. My people. The orc dies, so we need to take care of that. We need to free up the cages, as well as take care of some Bleeding Hollow orcs, and take care of some Bleeding Hollow huts. So let's go ahead and get that done. First of all, again, happy Monday, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good week so far, especially back from the podcast break that we had to do last week, which I have been getting asked, is that a consistent thing? Yes, it is going to be a consistent thing. Sorry, guys. Just because I want to be able to put some extra effort towards the podcast as well as to my YouTube channel. Here we go. I'm not doing a questing break right now because I know that we can get through this pretty quick. So all we have to do is look for more huts, and they'll present themselves with the other quests. That's the cool part about this event. It's very quick, very fast-paced. So, yay! Let's go ahead and nuke this. We will set you free. Set me free!
Whoever you are, thank you.
Okay, we need 2 more huts. And 3 more Bleeding Hollow orcs. But where do we get the huts? Oh, there are huts over here. That'll work. Okay, so let's go ahead and kill these guys. As you can see, the Bleeding Hollow clan is a very savage clan. And get used to hearing the word savage, because I'm going to be using it a lot to describe what's going on in Warlords. It's one of those things that, you know, everybody likes to make fun of Dave Kosak and Chris Metzen because they constantly use the word savage. But it is true in this one. You are entering a very savage world. Very untamed. Okay, we need one more hut, and we need one more... No, we don't need Bleeding Hollow Orcs anymore. We just need a hut. Come on, where's a hut? Where's a Pizza the Hut? Okay. Here we go. This'll work just fine. Boom! Okay, now let's go ahead and meet up with Khadgar, who is just up this ridge. But as you can see, we are not in a good situation right now. This is a suicide mission. We need to survive. And here's Liadrin and also Ariok, who also followed with us. There's Gordana, there's Thrall. Okay, we're not losing anybody. And there's Kiana Moonshadow, by the way. So this is Kiana. And Hansel Heavyhands of the Thorium Brotherhood, he joined us as well. And Thalen Darkanvil, also from the Thorium Brotherhood. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn these in with Khadgar.
We will find a way through this.
Our allies can only buy us so much time before the entirety of that Iron Horde is upon our camp. We have to keep moving. It's a blaze of glory. Out of the frying pan, into the woods. Take a breath and get ready, Drakfu. There's not much time to rest. Okay, and you actually will get upgraded gear just to get you started. Bled dry. Well done, Drakfu. Given they are injured, half-starved, and poorly equipped. But there is no blade so sharp as a vengeful spirit. No armor so thick as a righteous cause.
Be vigilant, friend.
I love you, Khadgar. Have my babies. You're so great. Okay. So, Thrall.
This land is nothing like Azeroth.
I admire your sense of duty, Drakfu. Even when your own survival hangs in the balance, you still find time to bring closure to a grieving widow. Well done.
Our spirit will
And
triumph.
Khadgar now has an additional quest. This is going to be the Orc expansion, so it's already going to be frustrating, but I'm going to try and diversify the Orc voices so that it doesn't get too bad. We don't want to have a
Knowledge
Mantid
is
voice
power.
situation. Altercation. You see that altar down there? There's a magical eye settled at its peak, and I fear our group will not survive if it sees us. Distract the eye, Drakfu. Cause a commotion. Kill some ritualists. Whatever you have to do, just occupy that thing long enough for me to guide the rest of our group past its gaze. Khadgar looks over his shoulder. Bring that strapping orc with you. The one that's not Thrall.
Come back in one piece.
Okay, so we just gotta talk to Ariok.
What do you need?
What can I do to help?
So Khadgar has asked us to distract the Eye of Kil'rogg.
Go forth to victory. You and I against an entire clan. Sounds like my kind of fight.
Alright, so we gotta go in here.
Hollow Orcs use savage blood magic to transform their warriors into hulking berserkers. With any luck, we will escape before they can complete their transformation ritual.
So as you can see, like the Bleeding Hollow clan, we get to see the full-on Bleeding Hollow clan, which is very ritualistic and very blood-based. Very dark.
Here we stand, cowards! Come, fight us!
Okay, so all we gotta do is destroy these blood ritual
Focus on
orbs.
their ritual. Maybe destroying those blood orbs will get their attention.
And Kil'rogg is even saying in the eye, I can see you.
It looks like Khadgar and the rest are on the move. Our work is nearly done, champion.
Okay, there's one more that we need to grab. And it's all the way over here. I love the starting experience, it's amazing.
Intruders.
Okay, so here's the final one. Go ahead and use it, and then we'll get a cutscene.
Look! Look what
Kil'rogg.
dragged itself through my jungle. Fresh meat.
Well, that's not a good way to start.
I know what I must do. Blood and honor!
No, don't do it, Ariok! Ariok? You won't be forgotten, buddy. So he's taking on Kil'rogg for us. We need to get back with Khadgar across this bridge because we need to get out of here. But as you can see, this is going to be an introduction for all of the Warlords of Draenor, so you get to meet them individually. And so we've already met Kil'rogg of the Bleeding Hollow clan, so this is his territory. Khadgar looks concerned. No, we cannot wait for Aryak. He knew what he was getting into. His sacrifice cannot go to waste. We must keep moving. The Kargathar Proving Grounds. The orcs in this area look like members of the Shattered Hand clan. You can tell by looking at their hands. Let's join up with the others. We must find a way out of here.
Keep your guard. First, we deal with the bridge.
You weren't the apprentice of Medivh for nothing.
Now,
All right.
Let's get moving.
Okay, so we just come over to this quick camp. As you can see, we still have Murad, we still have Thrall, we have Kiana in her cat form, we have Olin. Over here is Hansel and Thalen, and then we also have Cordana. Let's go ahead and turn this in with Khadgar, though.
And reflect.
We will hold this position for now. We must allow these freed prisoners a moment to breathe. It is not an ideal position. We will be moving again shortly. Okay, a potential ally. One of the captured orcs is receiving some preferential treatment. You could call it that. While others are tied down and tortured, this one is tied to a stake and burned for the amusement of his captors. Use this runestone. It should handily deal with the ring of fire that surrounds him.
For Azeroth.
Stay alive, champion.
I will try, Thrall. Oh, I got turned around. I don't know how that happened. So all you got to do is go to this ring of fire, and you can see there's actually a Draenei prisoner as well as an orc prisoner. And these prisoners you will follow in the throughout this as well as the next zone. And for us, it's going to be the orc. The cool part is, though, the Draenei prisoner is Exarch Maladar. And if you remember Maladar from the Akanai Crypts, he was the final boss. And that was a guy gone crazy and went full-on necromancer. This is not that guy. This is the devout priest, devout follower of the light, Maladar.
What is happening, Exarch?
We have a visitor. Perhaps a savior. We are freed. Follow me, shaman. We will escape through the hills.
Yes, you will. We will not escape the way you did, because we have mounts! And the orc that we're going to be following is Farseer Drekthar. For those who know any Thrall lore, Drekthar is the shaman that actually taught Thrall shamanism. He was the head shaman of the Frostwolf clan, hence why he was in that fire, because Frostwolves are hated, whether it be this time or this time or our time. But also, if you've ever done Alterac Valley via PvP, he is the end boss of that for the Alliance. If you he's the Horde commander you need to take out if you're the Alliance. So here is Farseer Drekthar.
How goes the fight?
I owe my life to you, stranger. I offer you and your company my support. Together, we may make it out of this jungle alive.
Okay. I'm gonna try and stick with the voice as best I can. Give me the chest item, and we're already seeing major changes in our armor, kind of befitting Draenor.
We will find a way through this.
Kill your 100.
I see only one way out of this trap, Drakfu, and it's right through the middle of that arena. This might be the end of us.
Come back in one. We cannot hide here forever. Follow me, and stay close.
Yeah, we have to go through, Khadgar. There's no way.
Combat arena. This may be a trap, but at least we'll die with honor.
This slaver and torturer knows nothing of honor.
Well, we already have an overseer.
You
And here
have
is-
entered my arena, strangers. You will either leave it as victors or as corpses. Now, kill your 100 or die trying.
So that is Kargath Bladefist of the Shattered Hand clan. People might remember him from our Shattered Halls Dungeons and Drakfus, because he was a thing back then. He was the original, or not the original war chief, but when the second war was happening, he held Hellfire Citadel and protected it, while other orcs went through the Dark Portal to fulfill the requests of Ner'zhul and gather magical artifacts on Azeroth. And now, right now, we are actually facing the Shattered Hand clan, which you can tell, obviously, by their hands. This clan will savagely cut off their own hands and replace it with a weapon. And that's amazing. Amazing. Such lore. Okay, so we obviously have to kill our 100 orcs while working with everybody else. So we're just gonna go around the room. Thankfully, everybody who kills in this gives us credit. So you get through this pretty quick. There we go, 93.
I am pleased. I could watch you rats fight for hours.
Sorry, but we don't have that kind of time.
How epic he is.
With me.
Khadgar made me want to play a mage in this expansion. He really did.
99 kills, wizard.
Then I guess we owe you one.
I got 100.
After them! Don't let them get away!
All right, so we got to go into the cave.
Into the cave before they thaw.
Indeed. Let's get into this cave. Hey! Okay, we're good. Oh. And that ought to cut their retreat. Yeah, they're not following us. All right. Now, the other thing I also want to point out before we go any further, people might remember when I talked about Pandaria before, one of the introductions of it was scenarios, where you could do like little 3-person scenarios that were like dungeons, but they were more introduced as like PvE battlegrounds. They had their own guidelines, and you'll notice in Warlords of Draenor, scenarios disappeared. At least, according to some of the WoW player base, they did. They actually got reincorporated into the story, and all of this is one giant scenario. That's amazing. We'll even get some other scenarios throughout the questing in Draenor and in Legion. So I love the people who are like, scenarios aren't even a thing anymore. Yeah, they are. They're in the storytelling now. That's the amazing part. It's awesome for me. Okay, let's talk to Khadgar. You're still alive. Good. That cave-in will only hold them for so long. We have to keep moving.
Be vigilant. Lady
We forgot to kill the one with a
Take
jackhammer
over
for a
and
hand.
Scout the cave.
At your command.
Okay, so Olin and Liadrin, we're going to go with them. But first of all, we're going to take this from
The
Thrall.
Horde has important work here.
So the Shadow Moon clan. We're now dealing with the Shadow Moons.
We will protect the wounded prisoners and make sure Khadgar doesn't get through the rubble. You go, sorry, not Khadgar. Kargath doesn't get through the rubble. I will speak properly in a minute. You go ahead and clear the cave, Drakfu.
Okay.
Run our enemies.
Then we also have Luca. So, Masters of Shadow. The bad orcs tried to catch me, but I snuck away. I'm good at hiding. All the bad orcs are bad, but I remembered the names of the meanest ones just in case anybody came to save me. Luca takes a deep breath. Ungra, Gul'dan, and, Ankova. Will you protect me from them? Yes, we will protect you. So this is actually also in the heart of the Draenei War as well. In our timeline, the orcs won against the Draenei and pretty much took them all out. Or at least the ones on Draenor. That's not the case here. We're actually going to be dealing with some Draenei allies, so that's going to be awesome. Not so much, though. Don't get used to it. We're going to be dealing a lot with orcs, but since we're on the... See, for the Alliance, you dealt with the Draenei. With the Horde, you dealt with the orcs, specifically the Frostwolf clan. So let's go through here. Although there is one that we need to save. One Draenei. Oh, and here's another Void Axe. That's interesting. They're dealing with Void powers. And over here, oh, a Draenei woman. And it looks like she killed her Orc Taskmaster. She killed Ankova.
Oh, I'm glad I'm not the only one fighting these monsters.
So, I'd like to introduce you to Yerel. Yerel is actually a main character that the Alliance deals with. We'll deal with her very little as Horde. She's actually one of my favorite characters to come out of Warlords of Draenor. Just because you literally get to see her at her lowest and then eventually become at her highest throughout the whole journey in Draenor for the Alliance. But let's go and talk to Yerel.
Light protect us.
Forgive me
no idea.
if I'm a bit flustered. I never killed anyone before. My name is Yerel, and I am a student of Karabor. You say you have an army with you? The light must truly be watching over me this day. I will follow you then. Lead the way, Drakfu. Okay, we need to escort her to safety.
We must hurry. These Shadow Moon orcs are under the command of Ner'zhul. With his commanders dead, Ner'zhul will surely come looking for us.
So, basically they will constantly say, "My life for Ner'zhul." Yep. Ner'zhul is the original Lich, or at least the soul that made the original Lich King armor. So, we're going to be dealing with that history as well. Not really, but we're not going to be dealing with Scourge here.
I see your friends in the chamber up above. I think I can get there safe.
Good. Go ahead and get up there, because I gotta still take care of some stuff down here. We got some other taskmasters to take care of that you didn't kill for us. So, let's go ahead and go to the next cave. I think there's one down here. Yes. At least I think there is. He might be upstairs. Let's see. Oh. Well, we took care of the enemies in the Umbral Halls, so that's okay. Yeah, I think they're upstairs. So let's go upstairs. Boom. And here is Ungra. Let's go ahead and take her out. And then the other side will have Taskmaster Gul'dan. So we'll take care of him. Now, another cool part of leveling in Draenor was that you would get Draenor perks. Now the Draenor perks are just integrated into our gameplay, but I remember getting the Draenor perks for every character, and it was amazing to get them. Another great way to be able to fuel endgame. Oh, jeez, I almost fell again. Okay, so now that we have all the Taskmasters, we've taken care of Yarel and the Shadow Moon clan, it's time for us to make our way out of this dang cave. So let's go ahead and talk to Yarel first.
I'm not leaving without the others.
Up there, that is Kil'rogg the Breaker. No doubt he's been alerted to our presence, and he's attempting to tell his warlord about our little jailbreak. We have to take him out, Drakfu. Okay. And we also have Olin. You fight exceptionally well, Drakfu. Better than I could ever hope to. With these orcs out of the way, Khadgar and Mirage should now be able to safely guide the rest of the group through the cave. Okay, so we get a helmet out of that. We'll go and put that on. There you go. Now we're looking very savage. Okay, Lady Liadrin also has a quest to turn in.
Glory to the Sindor.
Well done. Be ready to move. We may have had the element of surprise within this cave, but our advantage is fleeting. Alright, Kil'rogg the Breaker. One of Ner'zhul's lieutenants remains up ahead. The exit to the cave isn't much farther past him. I will go back and tell Khadgar that the cave is clear. We will rendezvous once you've taken care of Kil'rogg.
Remember the sun. I'll take this Draenei back to Khadgar.
Yes.
Stop that orc from opening that portal.
We will return with help.
Alright, so we just have to step in here to Kil'rogg. Now, fun fact, he actually was the end boss of the Blood Furnace. You dealt with Kil'rogg the Breaker, who was the right-hand man of Ner'zhul, or at least of the Shadow Moon clan. At that point, I think he was the existing warlord of the Shadow Moon clan. Oh crap, he disappeared. Did we screw it up? Okay, we might need to retake this. Yeah, he actually, I believe, was the warlord of the Shadow Moon clan by that point, but let's go ahead and abandon it, and Lady Liadrin will take it.
Yes.
So, boom.
Time is up.
Take it again.
I'll take this Draenei back to Khadgar. Stop that orc from opening that portal.
Exactly, we'll do just that.
You, from beyond our portal, you will make a marvelous sacrifice. Ner'zhul, help me. Worthless. Your scurrying is at an end, rats.
Not so fast, Ner'zhul.
Yes, step closer. I will bury you alive for the glory of the Iron Horde. Khadgar, get us out of here!
So that was Ner'zhul of the Shadow Moon clan, the original warlord and the original designer of the Horde.
That was close. There is no turning back. We press on, through the very jaws of the beast.
And by that I mean, he was the first person Kil'jaeden approached to merge the clans together against the Draenei. Obviously in this timeline, he bypassed him and went to his apprentice Gul'dan instead, who was of the Stormreaver clan at that point. So, here we go. Let's go and take this on.
Power.
Fine job in the cave, but this is no time to rest. We have momentum. We must stay in motion.
For Azeroth.
Okay, let's go ahead and talk to Thrall, who is now with his teacher, Farseer Drekthar. He doesn't know that, though. Prepare for battle.
There's nowhere to hide up here. We need to keep moving, and to do that, we need to pass right through the heart of the Iron Horde. It's time to turn this unarmed group of prisoners into an army.
So we need to get 30 Blackrock weapons. So let's go ahead and secure some weapons from the Blackrock clan, who are responsible for the weapons, armor, and machinery of the Iron Horde. So let's go ahead and start taking care of these guys. And since we have so many to claim, well, no, I'm not gonna do a questing break. I'm gonna try very hard not to do one this time, because this is kind of a constant event. But we're about to deal with the first war chief of the Horde, Blackhand, who is the warlord of the Blackrock clan. There we go. Still way too overpowered for this. We're nuking these guys out pretty hard. Okay, so the best way to be able to do this quest is come and grab these weapon racks, because they will have at least 5. I've seen them have more. I'm technically standing on fire. I don't know why it's not killing me, but it's not, so we'll take it. And here's some more smelters. We're officially halfway there. We just need to find... I really wish there were more weapon racks. Here we go. This'll work. There we are. Screw you. Grab that. Okay, so that put us at 21. And you can't grab weapons, as you can see, like, everywhere. So that's 22, 23, 24... 25. We need 5 more, and already there's 3. This guy kind of isn't attacking me, and I think it's because I'm so high level now. Nope. I just wasn't in his aggro range yet. Alright, 1 more weapon. Let's take you out. And there you go, an even 30. Let's get these back up here so we can arm all of these Orc and Draenei prisoners. And as you can see, they are actually all of the Frostwolf clan. So they are all Frostwolf prisoners and refugees. You can see very clearly we're going to be working a lot with them. If you're Alliance, you work a lot with Draenei prisoners.
These prisoners are no less brave than you or I, Drakfu. Give them a weapon and an ounce of hope that they will fight like the storm. And they will fight like the storm. Great work, Drakfu. Don't put away your weapons yet. Now's when the real work begins. So we have some shiny new spalders.
Rise up, Frosty.
Grab that.
Avenge the murder of your chieftain and reclaim the honor of our clan.
Okay, let's talk to Cordana. The battle for the Forge. Our troops are armed, and the time to strike is now. Strike swift and true, Drakfu. Okay. Oh, cutscene. And here comes Blackhand.
What good are a handful of slaves against the Blackrock war machine? Blackrocks.
Now, this is kind of funny. So the big guy behind him used to be somebody different.
You 3, follow our champion onto the battlefield and listen for I have a plan.
I don't remember them changing it, but I guess they did. The guy behind him originally in that cutscene was supposed to be Gruul the Dragon Killer, but now called, in this timeline, Gruul the Subjugated. Because they actually do enslave Gruul the Dragon Killer and made him a boss within the Blackrock Foundry raid. But they've changed it now to be a Magdaron, so that's interesting. So that's like an ancestor to the Gron. is the Magnaron. You're going to learn a lot about the history of Draenor and how primal it actually is. But before we do that, we need to take care of these Ogron, which are mixtures between... They're basically the step between ogres and Gron, which ogres are actually descended from the Gron. So you have these Ogron, who are that step between. So let's take care of this Ogron. I'm giving you guys just so much information here. And some of you are horribly bored by all of it, but that's okay. We'll make it through this. There's at least some action now. There we go, 2 out of 3. This is gonna be my 3rd, but we still need some Iron Horde orcs. So let's see. Go ahead and kill off some of these guys as quick as we can. 10, 11. There we go. Those 3 will do it.
I need to get closer.
Let's see if we can at least get these guys.
We don't have much more time. Everyone, get to high ground!
All right. We've hurt you, Khadgar. Unfortunately, we're in combat. Okay, let's mount up. Yay, let's go. These are all mounts that you're supposed to get later in endgame in Warlords of Draenor, and I'm just showing them off. I see what you're doing, Khadgar. I see what you're doing. This is going to be amazing. So all you got to do is get to higher ground and turn this in with Drekthar.
Who is there?
It's a good thing you got to high ground. Look at the dam. You're blind, and yet you can see that. That's amazing. He's merging the 3 specks together. Don't do it, Khadgar. Don't cross the streams. Oh, no. The dam! It's breaking! Uh-oh. Did I break the stream? I think that broke the stream too. Damn it. This is gonna look weird now. Okay. Well, that was good. That was goodness. Alright, let's go ahead and talk to Drekthar.
You must listen to the
Here's hoping not all of them have broken throughout the stream. I've been looking back and forth here and there. Gunnar of the Frost Wolf. We must move on. There isn't time to waste. One of the elders of my clan, Gunnar, is out there somewhere. I can sense him, but I cannot find him. Keep an eye out for Gunnar. He's a strong-willed orc and will languish in captivity.
For the Frost Wolves.
Oh.
Oh, well now, I'd say we made an impact.
To say the very least, Khadgar. Okay, let's go ahead and talk to Thalen and Hansel.
Here there.
So the gunpowder plot. Hey, pal, we got an issue here. Me old pal Thalen's rigging together this here plunger out of spare blacklock parts. Engineering whiz that he is. But we're gonna need some gunpowder if we really want to do any damage. Okay, and then Thalen. Need something? So the Shadow of the Worldbreaker. Looks like we'll soon have another obstacle in our way. That ridiculously large tank that they have pointed at the Dark Portal. The Iron Worldbreaker, I think they call it. If I had some documentation on how it might work, then I might be able to figure out how to shut it down. Maybe some of those old machinists and laborers have some documentation on how it works.
Being good.
Alright, let's go ahead and take care of this quest, and then we're probably going to need to wrap things up. I was hoping to get this all done in one video, but I think we'll hold off just to keep the story flowing. But we're going to take care of this at the very least. Now, Gunnar is actually way over here scooping poop. Man, poor guy. Okay. The orc's lips and wrists quiver with restrained fury.
Who are you? Wait, what's that you say? Drekthar's here?
Yes, so polishing the Iron Throne.
These stinking Blackrock cowards think they're humiliating me. They're just making me angrier. Overseer Gotrek in the hut over there carries my shackle key. If I'm going to get out of here, I'm going to need that key. Then, vengeance can begin.
Now just get me free, stranger. I could kill 100 of these pigs with this shovel alone.
I'm sure you could, Gunnar. So Gunnar is actually the other Blackrock son, that we actually didn't know about. We knew that Gul'dan had actually had a son named Durotan, who eventually became the leader of the Frostwolf clan, and eventually the father of Thrall. But we actually didn't know about Gnar, who is the older brother of Durotan, and this is actually a cool story that Warlords tries to tell. But here's Overseer Gotrek of the Burning Blade. Screw you, buddy. We're just gonna take you down. Thank you. Now I have the Shackle Key. We're gonna get the World Breaker schematics first. And another cool thing that Warlords actually introduced that we're not really seeing here because I don't really need it is bonus objectives. So you actually would get these bonus objectives throughout the map, and it would give you huge amounts of bonus experience if you got it done while you were questing in that immediate area. And they were conveniently placed in major questing areas. So that was an amazing thing. You guys will see it when we get to Legion, assuming that, you know, that expansion isn't done by then. I don't think it will be. But you will see that then. I love this powder keg. You can basically make whatever you want. Because you got this nice little powder trail following you. We still need the Blackrock World Breaker schematics. So we need to find a laborer to kill. We're just gonna layer this place in powder until I get it. It doesn't usually take that long to get it, though. World Breaker schematics, come on. Swing money, money. There we go. World Breaker schematics. And now we'll just deck this place out and fire. There are many videos where people made, like, happy faces and meme-worthy stuff with this powder trail. But let's go ahead and turn all of this in. And let's depress the makeshift plunger. And you get to follow all of it. As she goes. Boom! Whoa! Yeah!
Oh, wasn't that the prettiest thing?
It was, Thalen. It really was. Hansel. Sorry, that was Hansel speaking. Okay, let's go ahead and turn these quests in. Don't go doing anything inappropriate with that gunpowder now. Yeah, that's amazing. Then we have Thalen.
What's on your mind?
Need something? So the Shadow of the World Breaker. Any look? Here's your schematics. Yes, simple enough. The dwarf flips through the pages and no longer seems to notice your presence.
Watch your back.
All right. And then finally, we need to free Gnar. So let's go ahead and take care of him. He's just all the way over here scooping poop. Sorry, I had to drink water. So, there you go.
You'll have to pry that key out of his cold, ugly hand.
That's good, because that's what I did. Gnar works his neck out of the shackle.
Much better. I can get back to Drakthar myself after I run this stinking shovel through a few Blackrock stomachs.
Make them suffer. Free at last! I swear by the spirit of my father, I will make them pay! But first, I think I need to wash my hands. I will meet you back at your camp.
You know what, Gnar? That's a good idea. You've been scooping poop all day. You have literally been poop questing all day. So we just need to go back to where Drakthar is, and then we will get Gnar now following us. So there you go. This is where you can turn that in. Let's go ahead and do so.
This
talk to Drakthar.
needs you.
You have my thanks, Drakfu. Durotan, our chieftain, will be happy to hear that Gnar lives.
Be
Good.
cautious.
Okay, so our next quest is with Khadgar, but we've run out of time today because I'm still trying to keep these at least to an hour. So what we're going to do is when we get back on Wednesday, we will finish the remaining questing in this opening event and begin our questing in the first zone of Draenor. So we'll see you guys then.